So this video is going to look at three main properties of numbers. These take a little bit of time to get your head around, so you might want to just take it a little bit slowly with this video and take it piece by piece and really think about what I'm explaining. So the first one's going to be the commutative property. And all that this means is that things can be changed around the order and it doesn't really matter. So let's take addition, and let's take the numbers 3 and 5. So if I do 3 plus 5, we'll get 8. And if I do 5 plus 3, we'll also get 8. This means that addition is commutative. So what it means is that the order doesn't matter. We can do it, we can flip the 3 and the 5 and it doesn't really change anything. Multiplication is the same. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. 5 by 3 is 15 as well. So multiplication is commutative. The only thing is that this doesn't apply to all the different processes that we go through. So subtraction, if I do 3 minus 5, sorry, we'll take better numbers for that. 10 minus 5 is going to be 5, but 5 minus 10 is not equal to 5 anyway. So it's not commutative. And finally, division, which is, say we'll take 12 and 4. 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3, but 4 divided by 12 does not equal 3. So that's also not commutative. So all this means is we can swap the order. So these two are commutative and these two aren't. So this is a yes and this is a no. Be careful just when we're thinking about these things. I'm going to call them operations. So an operation is like addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction. Those are different operations that we do with numbers. Those are the four things that it's the only four things we ever do with numbers. We either add, subtract, multiply, divide. So those two operations, they are commutative because we can swap the orders, but these we cannot. Let's move on to the associative property. So the associative property, kind of similar in what works and what doesn't work for the last one. We'll take the idea of the numbers 3, 4, and 5. We'll use them. So if we add 3, 4, and 5, and say we put 3 and 4 in a bracket, so 3 plus 4, and then add 5, we're going to get, obviously we know there's obviously a video later on about what order we do operations in, but you always do the brackets first. So let's look inside the brackets. We do 3 and 4 is 7. So 7 plus 5 is 12. So you'll get 12. If we change where the bracket is and we put 3 plus 4 plus 5 and do the bracket there, the bracket is 9 and 9 plus 3 is 12. So that is addition is associative. Let's look at multiplication. We'll use the same numbers again. 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5 is equal to what? So 3 times 4 is 12 and 12 times 5 is 60. So 60, and then we'll change the brackets. 3 times 4 times 5 with these done. 4 times 5 is 20 and 20 times 3 is 60. So multiplication is associative. And let's look at division, or subtraction, sorry, subtraction. So if we do, say, 12, 6, and 2, I think is the example. So, or sorry, no, 10, 6, and 2. So 10 minus 6 minus 2, with brackets here. 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. That's fine. 10 minus 6 minus 2 with the brackets here instead. 6 minus 2 is 4, and 10 minus 4 is 6. These things don't equal because we've changed where the brackets are. So subtraction is not associative. Finally, division. We will take 12, 6, and 2 was the one. So 12 divided by 6 divided by 2. Put the brackets here first. We get 12 divided by 6, which is 2. And 2 divided by 2, which is 1. And then let's change the brackets. 12 divided by 6 divided by 2. Swap the brackets. 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. And they're not equal to each other because we've moved the brackets. So division is not associative. So let's go back to here and look at the associative property. This just means we can change the brackets. We can change the brackets. And our answer stays the same. Our answer stays the same. I forgot to say this up here. We can swap the order of our numbers, but our answer stays the same. So commutative means that we can swap the order of the numbers, the answer will be the same. Associative means we can change the brackets, where the brackets are, and our answer will stay the same. So as like the last one, multiplication and addition is good, and subtraction and division does not work. Finally, the last one is the distributive property. So the distributive property. Spelled it wrong. Okay, so let's take an example for this one. We're going to take 3 times 7 plus 9. And let's work this out. So if we multiply 3 times 7 and we add 3 times 9, we should get the same answer. So 7 plus 9 is going to be 16, and 3 times 16 is 48. Pretty sure. Yep, 48. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 9 is 27. Leave the 48 where it is. 21 plus 27 is 48. So what this means is we can distribute the 3 amongst here. So the 3 by the 7 here and the 3 by the 9 here. Add them two together and we still get the same answer as we did up here. We can also do this with subtraction. So we'll do 2 times 7 minus 3. So let's work this bit out first. 2 times 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. So we'll get 8 for that one. 2 times 7, and then minus 2 times 3. 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 3 is 6. 14 minus 6 is going to be 8. So all this means is that multiplication distributes over addition and subtraction. So it's a bit confusing to figure this one out, but all it means is that we can multiply the first thing here and add it to multiplying multiply this thing, and then add those two things together, and we'll still get the same answer if we had done it this way as well. This really doesn't come up a lot in this kind of stuff. It only really happens in algebra, so don't worry about this until you've gotten to the algebra stuff. But it's really important to understand these concepts. So it might take you a little bit of time to watch over, rethink, reread, look at it again, look in the book, keep doing that. But once you get your head around it, it makes sense. So let's just recap again. Commutative property means that we can swap the numbers, which order they're in, and we'll still get the same answer. So it works for addition and multiplication, and it doesn't work for subtraction and division. Associative means that we can move the brackets to a different place, and we'll get the same answer. So addition and multiplication work, but subtraction and division don't work. And distributive just means that we can distribute the multiplication amongst the addition or the subtraction, and we'll get the same answer as well. So hopefully that's helped that out.